Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Driving Rocks. Today we're going to be looking at a new test route which has recently turned up in Currie Test Centre. One of my pupils had it last week. I noticed while she was out, I was monitoring progress on my phone that she was taking routes that were not so much in places we've never been before, but some of the roads in different directions and some of the junctions not the way that we'd normally expect them in test. And one area in particular, which when we get to near the bypass, we're going to notice that we actually go straight ahead through the underpass. Which is the only test route I've ever seen which actually goes this way. So we're going to take a look today. You'll probably notice as well that we also have the sat-nav on as well, so we can actually see the route as the sat-nav displays it. I'm going to have the audio off for this just so it's not interrupting for when I'm talking, but you'll be able to see on screen what the commands are that the sat-nav is actually giving us. Okay, without much else, let's get going. Okay, so on to drive. Good set of observations, checking our blind spot before we move off. Everything's fine, we'll move off, and we're going to immediately turn left, so mirror, signal, left. Okay, so just looking round, make sure everything's looking fine. All clear, that cyclist has passed us. Okay, so at the roundabout we're going to turn right, third exit, we can see that in the sat-nav. So interior, right mirror, signal. Keep it nice and clear, so we're going to keep it moving. Okay, interior lane, passing the second exit, interior left, signal, and exit the roundabout. Now, you probably noticed in some of my previous videos I mentioned about this road here, people getting a little bit too fast on it at times. It is a 20 road, okay, so bear that in mind. And with the speed bumps, you may also want to slow down a little bit as well. About to change up to 40, so checking our mirrors, make sure nobody's going for an overtake, and we can start to accelerate. Okay, so these bends are okay to not take at the speed limit, maybe around that early 30s type numbers to look appropriate. It's all going to be based on oncoming traffic here. Starting to straighten up the road, vision's getting better, so accelerate up towards 40. Okay, so we can see that the sat-nav's telling us at the roundabout we're going straight ahead in 300 yards. So, remember, if you're using the sat-nav, you are supposed to use the signs in conjunction with this. You can see from the sign up there that there's two exits. So if we get two lanes down here, we're going to presume that the straight ahead is in the right-hand lane, which we know from previous experience is. So just checking our mirrors, get position. Starting to scan the roundabout, we can see it's nice and clear, so we're going to keep it going. Okay, coming up to the next exit, check our mirrors, interior left, signal, and go off. Okay. Sat-nav's telling us at the next roundabout, straight ahead again, second exit. So we see from the signage again, only one exit on the left, so probably right lane on approach, and it is, yet again, looking nice and clear, so we're going to keep it moving. Passing the first exit, checking the mirrors, interior left, signal to exit. Okay, so sat-nav's telling us at the roundabout we're going to turn right, third exit. So we see from the signs there is one exit that doesn't count, but 3 Edinburgh A71 is what we're after. So checking mirrors, interior right, and signal right. Green light, all clear. Now this is a spiral roundabout. Once you pass this first exit, your lane is going to start moving over to the left. Just check the left mirror, make sure nobody's keeping up and inside where they're not supposed to be. As it's now on the outside, passing the second exit, check your mirrors, interior left, signal left to exit the roundabout. And given the time of day, if suitable, straight into the bus lane. It is at this time, so we're going straight in there. Now this is a 40 road. No reason to not be making progress here, so definitely up towards 40. Remember, if you accidentally creep over the speed limit by 1 or 2, but catch it, it's not the end of the world. Just bring it back under control. The examiner's probably not even going to mark it down at all. It's when you sit above the speed limit consistently that they're going to start marking you down because you're not observing what's going on. Okay, so this roundabout, we're going to go straight ahead, second exit. We're just going to stick to this left lane. It gives us the option of going left, first exit, or straight ahead, second exit. So left lane the whole way through. When we actually approach the roundabout here, you're going to see that there's stud marks that guide us into the position. Remember, you follow the stud marks in until they're finished, and actually you're in your lane at that point. You don't follow the lane markings until your studs are finished, okay? Quickly check mirrors before we move off. Red light. So while we're sitting here, we're just going to take the opportunity to have a quick look at the road markings. We can see the stud marks, or the dots if you want to call them that, guiding us into our lane. So it's keeping us very tight on the left hand side, isn't it? Mirrors are changing, so good. Check the mirrors, move off. Staying within our lane, as it's in the lane proper now. So past the first exit, lights are changing to green, we're going to keep us moving. Check your mirrors, interior and left, signal, and exit the roundabout. Good. So we're looking to make some nice progress along here. You can see it's a 40 limit along here. Sat-nav's telling us at the next roundabout we're also going to go straight ahead again. So we're just going to stay in the left lane and approach. Now, most roundabouts, the left-hand lane on approach from a distance is going to lead you into the lane which is going to take you straight ahead at the roundabout. Okay. If it doesn't, there'll be lots of road markings guiding you to move over to the other lane. You'll notice on the approach to this one, our lane's going to start moving into the middle, and that's because the lane that's on the left is left only. So to keep traffic flowing, our lane just drifts into the middle. So we're starting to approach the roundabout, we're starting to slow down. As we can see now, our lane moves into the middle. So, and green lights, so we're going to keep it going. Middle lane on approach, which means the middle lane on the roundabout. Passing the first exit, mirror, signal left, signal to exit. Okay, so you'll see all these cars in front of us are currently moving over to the right hand side because they've just seen a sign that says merge and turn. The reality is these cars don't need to be moving over at the moment. The left lane we're allowed to use at this time, so they'd be perfectly fine using the left hand lane. In fact, you have to remember, at this time of day, this bus lane is not a bus lane, it's just the left lane, and that's our normal driving position, so that's where we should be. So the roundabout up ahead, the sat-nav's telling us we're turning left first exit. So on approach, we're going to check our mirrors, interior left, and signal left. Starting to slow down. Starting to read the roundabout. It's looking like we're going to get a clean run here. That we are. I'm going to keep following it round. Okay. So this road is a 30. So the road's very clear, there's no reason to not be up towards the speed limit here. you see the sat-nav's advising us to go straight ahead at the roundabout. You will notice that the top line makes it look like it's actually left, but if you look at the map here, it's straight ahead. So, checking our mirrors, starting to slow down, starting to read the roundabout, we're in the correct lane for going straight. All clear, keeping the car moving. A mirror, signal to exit. Just watch the cars on the left here are not creeping out, which they're not. We're getting a red light. So we notice lots of school kids going around at the moment. There is a school to our left hand side here. We're going into a 20 zone. Changing to green, check our mirrors, move off. Now, as you can see, lots of kids floating around here, just getting on the road and stuff like that. We're just going to really take our time, keeping a good eye on them as we pass them. Okay, so sat-nav's telling us we're going to turn right, then left immediately. You can see the junction coming up ahead. So mirrors, interior, right, signal. There's our gap. I'm going to go in and immediately checking our mirrors and signalling left. So you probably heard my signal cancel there and had to be on again. That's because the car was still in the middle of a turn. That's one of the things you're going to have to watch out with that junction, is that your indicators are on. Okay. So sat-nav says I'm taking the next road on the right. So mirrors, interior, right, and signal. So we're just going to create space for this oncoming vehicle just by slowing down now, which means he passes us before I get to the Volkswagen on my left. Wee wave, and we can keep it moving nice and smooth. So sat-nav's advising me at the end of the road I'm turning left, then I'm turning left again. If you happen to get any test route, to be honest with you, down in this area of Currie now, there's a very good chance you're about to get the road we're about to go into. So then the road we're turning left, mirrors, signal. So they watch this junction here. As you saw, just kind of cut the corner. The curb to the left here sticks out a little bit, and it's very easy to clip the curb here. So you bring the vehicle out a little bit wide. You come in. Go to the next road on the left, mirrors, and signal. Now this is the road I was saying that there's a good chance if you're down this area that you get this road on your test. This is a very common road to get parallel parks on, and at the end of the road there's a stop sign. So a lot of test routes come down here. So we're just going to find a space to pull over on the left. Now there's actually quite a lot of instructors here that want. I don't want to affect any of these people just in case they're on their driving test. So we're just going to pull over here. Okay. So to park, okay, we're going to do a parallel park. To be perfectly honest with you, this is not the greatest place to be doing a parallel park on a practice, but we'll do it relatively quick here. Just in case there's other people doing their tests, we don't want to affect them. Ideally, when we do this, we want to pick a space where there's no parked vehicles on the right hand side of the road, which means that when we're actually doing the manoeuvre, we're not affecting them and they're able to pass us. Makes things much easier on your test if you can have a space where vehicles can pass you. They're just going to add extra stress into the situation. So yeah, pick your cars carefully when you're doing parallel parks. So good to drive. This vehicle's just passing us. Checking the blind spot. We're all good. We're just going to move out, get alongside this vehicle. Nice and straight. Okay, and then into reverse. Full set of observations, 3/4 to the left. In fact, we're going to come back. I'm just going to line up a little bit first. That's fine. 3/4 to the left, observations, picking my reference point. I come back nice and slowly until I'm at my angle, which is about there. I'm going to straighten the wheels up. I'm going to come back just a little bit, and then I'm going to full lock right. That should bring us in. There we go. Okay. Into park. And when we're ready, we're going to move off. So, observations, all good. Okay, there's a car moving off. We're just going to wait for him just now. The signal is a car coming down the road behind me, but it's far enough back for me to get out just to not affect him. Okay, we're going to turn right at the end of the road. We'll see this is a stop line. This means you have to legally come to a stop at the line. Okay, so mirrors, signal. Now you will be able to see it very well with the camera, but the vision to the right here is terrible. So take your time, make sure it's safe, and on you go. Now, if you cross over that line and don't come to a complete stop, the examiner will have to fail you. It is a legal requirement to come to a stop. So make sure you actually feel the vehicle has come to a complete stop. Because if it crawls very, very slowly, it's a very expensive mistake to make. Okay, so you can see the sign I was telling us at the end of the road, we're going to turn left. So, mirrors, signal. Following the curvature around here, making our steering a lot easier for ourselves. All clear. Keeping it moving. Okay, so I just got a little bit over the limit there, but catching it immediately, bring it back under. Okay. So the sat nav's now telling me we're going to take a sharp right. Now, this is not a very sharp right, it's just a little bit more than 90 degrees, but the sat nav's decided to call it that. So mirrors, signal right. Looks like we're getting a clean run at this. Green lights. And there we go. So just be aware, all of this area around here is a 20. It was a 30 up until rather recently. The effect is that everybody still drives up here at 30. So make sure you don't, take the bait of the vehicle in front and start speeding by accident. So the sign was telling us we're turning left at the roundabout first exit. So we're just going to approach in the left-hand lane. Okay, so mirrors, interior left, signal left. Now this is a very busy roundabout, very small as well. You really have to be scanning the entire roundabout. A blocker vehicle going around can really help you out here. So any of those vehicles in front, like that white vehicle in front who's signaling right, he would potentially block vehicles. There's a gap earlier, we'll take that. Perfect. Okay, so speed change up to 40 there. Check my mirrors, start to accelerate. Now yet again, this is another example of people using the right hand lane when they could be using the left. Okay guys, we just had a little technical failure there. One of the cameras decided to stop recording, so I've just quickly pulled over. So you're probably going to notice there's a few seconds missing in footage. So I've just pulled over quickly just to get the camera reset. It's working fine again now, so we're just going to move off. Unfortunately that has broken my chain of thought. So we're just looking for a clear gap in our interior mirrors before we start doing our blind spot checks. Identifying a gap. Now, my aim at the moment is to not have to affect vehicles by signalling. We'll try and see if there's a gap that just naturally occurs. Can see when it's already there. That's what we're going to aim for. So into drive. I'm going to signal about now. After this Honda passage, check my blind spot. It's all clear. I'm going to move out. Get up to speed. There we go. Don't worry about that, it's just the car reacting to the vehicle in front, turning in front of it. As you notice, that vehicle in front didn't turn from the left lane, it turned from the right lane, which is why the car was alerting me to the situation. So up ahead, the sat-nav is now saying in 800 yards, keep right. This is the one of the areas I was talking about earlier that can cause problems on test. This left lane is about to finish, so we're going to have to move over to the right-hand lane. Just to deal with this junction in general. Let this vehicle pass us. It's moving over. I'm just going to signal, move over. Now you've got two options. You can either stay in this lane, go over to the other side of the junction, and then move over to the right-hand lane, or you can move over at this point. I'm going to move over at this point, so I'm already in the right position. Generally speaking, the earlier you can get in position, the better. So, okay, there is space at the other side of the box junction there for me. Okay, so yeah, this is a part that's unusual. Ordinarily, if there's any test routes that come along this way, they normally take you up towards the bypass, so you'd be in the left-hand lane. Unusually in this situation, the examiner may ask you to follow the signs for Ingliston, which means you're in the right-hand lane, and you're going to use this little underpass that's coming up in a second. So sat-nav is telling me that we're going to be taking a left very soon. It says keep left. There's actually a left slip road that's going to be coming up. Just caught myself going a little bit over the limit there. That's because we're going downhill. So we're going to plan to move over to the left-hand lane, checking the mirrors, signalling. See that check mirror signal again. This is the left slip, and the sat nav's telling us to take. Okay, we're in, then we can decelerate, cancel the signal. Okay, so your instructor may have had you on this road before, more than likely going the other direction. There is a few test routes that go down this way. So we're getting the red light, which is fine. Now, these are sensor controlled traffic lights. They will pick you up at approach, and if there's no oncoming vehicles, they'll change to green. So, you know, highly likely you're not actually going to have to stop at them. Now, up ahead is some road markings that can throw some people. You're going to see that we're about to get 2 cycle lanes either side of the road. Now, you'll notice the lane on the left, both sides, they have a broken line. That means that there's shared space. So you have to be in them, essentially, or there's no space to do an oncoming vehicle like you have there. You also notice that they had their left wheels also in the cycle path. It's just something you have to do in this road. It's starting to straighten up, so we can get up towards the speed limit. It's a 40 down here. Signs telling us that the road gets a little bit zigzaggy. So you notice I'm still keeping over to that left. That's just purely in case we got an oncoming vehicle. I'm already in the correct position to deal with them. Got a red light. Let the hill do some of the deceleration here for me. A good chance that this light will change before I get there, because this is another one that's controlled with a sensor. There we go. Check our mirrors and accelerate. Take a nice central position here. Okay, so you can see there's signs telling us that the oncoming vehicles are in the middle of the road, so the road is narrowing, which means we need to take a central position. There's nothing coming towards us at the moment, so we're going to be moving towards the centre for the bridge, and once we're clear out, we'll get straight back, check the mirror, over to that left hand side. You see vision is starting to open up now, start to build up some more speed, back up towards 40. Now I'm just going to use the cruise control here. Nice straight section of the road. You notice the cyclist is on the pavement there. You may have saw there was a sign just before that saying that cyclists and pedestrians are to use that pavement. Okay, so sat-nav's advising us that we're going straight ahead at the roundabout second exit. So ordinarily you'd use the left lane. However, you'll notice that on approach here, the left lane is left only, so we're using the right hand lane to go straight here. So check that mirror into that right hand lane. It's looking safe, yes it is. Straight into the right hand lane on the roundabout. Past the first exit, you'll see the lane starts to move over, you go with it. Interior mirror, left mirror, signal to say you're exiting the roundabout. Off. Now at the next roundabout we are going to be going straight ahead, second exit. Now you notice the signage on approach doesn't have an exit on the left hand side. That's because it's an exit that's it's an entrance to a field, so the signage doesn't include it, but the sat nav does. Okay, it's all clear. We're going to keep to this left hand lane, passing the first exit for the field, mirror, signal and exit. On the approach to that, if you're under the guidance of examiners at that point, they will actually tell you to follow the road ahead, and that's because they're aware that there is a little bit of confusion that could possibly be caused there. But follow the road ahead is just ahead, so it makes it easy for you to figure out. Okay, and at this one again, we're going to follow the road ahead. Sat nav would be seen straight ahead, second exit. It's nice and clear. I'm going to keep going in this left-hand lane. You probably notice there's some seam marks on the road here. You can use these as guidance to help keep you in position. Checking your mirrors, signal to exit. And that's a nice clear road. Check your mirrors, accelerate up towards 40. So you can see there's a 40 sign and then a 20 sign right after it. Let's go with the 20 sign, okay. We need to decelerate before we get to the sign, not once we're there. So that's us at 20. Roundabout, right turn left, first exit, mirrors, interior left, and signal. Clear. And I'm just going to pull over, just going to turn left here and towards where the exams all finish. So interior left. Now when you come in here, please take your time. This is a hive of activity, this area. Lots of tests coming and going, people visiting the shops. Yeah, just always a lot happening. So what I'm actually going to do is I may actually just drive through and not actually stop. So if there is anybody coming back from the test, I'm not affecting them. Okay, so the vehicle has decided actually not to go on at all and mount the pavement in the process. Okay. I'm just going to turn that on, make it down to the very bottom so that everybody's right. Just going to come over here. Check the mirrors. Slow down. Okay guys, that's us for another week, another test route done. Like I said before, please go subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. It really does help us get the channel off the ground. And if you saw our previous video as well, we now have an instructor that's covering the Clackmannanshire area. So if you know anybody that's through that neck of the woods is looking for manual driving lessons, please visit our website. It's www.driving.rocks. And I'll see you all again next week. Take care guys. Bye bye.